Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of the Stylin and Vibin 2 series, where I share my Caribbean favorites when it comes to style, fashion, culture, and music. As you guys know, this is a segment that I do on the Style and Vibes podcast. I've extended it here on the YouTube channel, so make sure you guys hit the subscribe button so you don't miss anything. Subscribe here on YouTube as well as on your favorite podcasting platform, because you don't want to be missing. You have to know what the Style and Vibes about. I'm gonna bring it to you. Here's it. This week on the Style and Vibes podcast, we are actually having a bit of a debate. We are talking about, do dancehall and reggae artists get the same fight in terms of their creative freedom when it comes to critics and fans alike? I am joined by Odessa Chambers of O Access Media, O Access Jamaica Online, as well as the Reasonings with Odessa podcast, as well as Sharon, aka Reggae Music Forever, as he's known on Instagram, and he also hosts the Reggae Talk podcast. So we're having a very spirited discussion. So if you haven't checked out that podcast episode, you definitely want to, and definitely want to hear what you think, as I mentioned in the episode as well. So make sure you guys check that out. So first up on my styling segment, Raheem Sterling, who is a football player for Manchester City, actually linked up with Clarks Official and Bathing Apes to do a collaboration. Clarks is celebrating their 70th year. So Raheem is of Jamaican descent. He was born in Jamaica but now lives in the UK playing football. And he loves Clarks. No surprise there. So I'm sure this was a natural fit from a partnership perspective. The styles that are featured are the Wallabies, which have a army print around the back, and at the top they have two different pastel colors. One is like a green and the other is more of like a salmon color. Then you have the Desert Clarks, which is like a classic neutral tone, but then it has stamps with the various Bathing Apes logos on it. So it's pretty cool. So unfortunately, if you would like to get the collection, it's not available because it has already sold out. It was that popular, or they didn't make that many. So you might either have to wait until next time, or hopefully they do another collaboration, maybe with different colors. But I thought it was important to highlight the collaboration since, Jamaican people love them Clarks, and I think it was a super well put together collaboration. Unless you have been under a rock, everybody's talking about Black is King in terms of Beyonce and her feature on the Disney Plus platform. It's really dedicated to highlighting and empowering Black culture, and of course it has a lot of African and Caribbean inspiration. So the lead designer for the project actually featured a lot of African and Caribbean and Black fashion designers, which kudos to her. One of the designers that were featured were Melissa Simon Hartman, and she actually is of Caribbean and Ghanaian descent. She's based in the UK. She's done some design work for the Legion Mass as well for Notting Hill Carnival. So you guys definitely got to check out the belt that she created for one of the styles in Black is King. Is actually up for sale. It's like a belt and it has like these gold shells on there. It's really a wide waist belt, if you will, that Beyonce wears over a dress. So it's definitely a very detailed piece. It's an accessory, but make sure you check out the rest of her site. She has some amazing pieces that you want to make sure you kind of favorite, you know what I mean? Make sure you save it, because you'll definitely want to come back. Even if that belt is not your style, but she has some amazing accessories that I think you guys would love as well. Now my good friend Carrie Ann Reed Brown of Carrie on Friends has her own line of merchandise tees on Merch Carnival, so make sure you guys check that out. I love the Caribbean girl boss, because we all bossing up and leveling up to the next level. You see me? So check it out. She has a t-shirt. She also has other stuff as well, but the Caribbean girl boss t-shirt is actually pretty new. It's in the colors of yellow and black and navy. I have already pre-ordered my yellow one, so I'm looking forward to rocking that, maybe possibly on the next few episodes. I think it doesn't ship until sometime in September, so you can pre-order that yellow color, but you guys know how much I love yellow. So, and it looked nice with this nice red lipstick. Speaking of red lipstick, you guys know I am a sucker for red lipstick. Every time I do a video, every time I post pictures, it's a red lipstick. So Pat McGrath teamed up with Supreme. So Supreme is like a streetwear designer. It's super popular. I'm sure you guys have seen their logos plastered on t-shirts and fanny packs and you name it. They have an extensive line. So they teamed up with Pat McGrath, who is of Jamaican descent. She's a makeup artist that has an amazing line. She's a artist that came up in the industry. She does a lot of celebrities, and so they have done a collaboration for a red lip. It hasn't come out yet. It should come out sometime in the fall, so make sure you check that out. Of course, it's all branded with Supreme, and it has that gold touch that Pat McGrath is known for. So I think her colors and her ability to just create colors that are super vibrant, and Supreme's brand recognition is kind of a nice collaboration between the two of them. So make sure you guys be on the lookout for that. I think it's coming out sometime in the fall. My last Stylin on item this week is Mrs. Sharon Rowley. So in Trinidad, they just had their re-election, and Dr. Keith Rowley was sworn back in, so he got re-elected as the Prime Minister for Trinidad and Tobago. But at the swearing in, his wife just stood all the way out in her, you know, shift dress. She was just so ladylike, so classy. And to be completely honest, even for their first term, when he got elected into the prime ministry of Trinidad and Tobago, her style was always a highlight in terms of her personal style. But something about this picture was, you know, a little extra class. The way she's holding her purse and her positioning of everything is like, yeah, me know some bad kind of stance. So I think it had the internet, of course, social media going crazy, and so I definitely wanted to highlight that as well. Big up yourself, Mrs. Sharon Rowley. You look good. Good, bad. And of course, what I'm vibing to, so speaking of election and politics, Jamaica is heating up with their politics because they have called for election on September 3rd. So of course everyone is starting to campaign, and of course as part of the campaign a lot of people are using music, particularly dancehall. So you're hearing a lot of different dubs for different MPs all over based on different parties and as well as where they're representing. So it's a little bit controversial only because, you know, it's COVID time. So should they be doing campaigning, especially on the road? It's not really such a great idea. And then the whole dub for dub thing, it's become almost like a political sound clash. But the quality of the dubs that I'm hearing, I'm like, these are pretty good in terms of the quality from a music perspective. But again, coupled with artists not working, they have a whole bunch of creative freedom. No one is really doing, you know, shows, stage shows. So this is a way for them to make money. It's definitely controversial because, you know, for so long, you know, dancehall always like a fight. So to use the music and kind of create political campaigns around the music. I mean, for some, I think some of the politicians, they kind of fit. So like Lisa Hanna's dub is kind of like my favorite. The female dubs are like, Aishana's dub was good. Spice is definitely my favorite. Shensia, W Magnum even has one. The other controversial thing is Bunji Garlin. I'll have one. I'm like, he don't even live in Jamaica. I don't know what's going on, but it's almost like it's a crazy kind of time to just, you know, just hear and see. And because everyone is off, I think people are just going in on these dubs. So the Jamaica Gleaner actually put together a dub for dub mix. So I linked to it in my notes, so make sure you guys check that out. But I don't know, what are your thoughts around the whole using dancehall and dubs in politics? It's a little odd, but it's not the first time it's been done. It's been going on, it's been happening for years and years and years. So it's not anything new, but it just feels a little odd. And even Protege came out with an anti-dub song, so you gotta check that one out too, because you know he's saying a lot of things. He's saying a lot of things, so make sure you guys check that out, and let me know what you think. My girl Jada Kingdom, I always love her sound, how she, you know, effortlessly flows. I wish she would sing a lot more because I love her when she sings, but when she DJs too, it sounds good. She just dropped a mixtape called Eastside Queen, and I've actually only listened to it a couple times. I do like some of the songs. Some of them we've heard, like Heavy, Banana is like a remix, but some of my favorites were Bedroom Bully with Verse Simmons, and she actually just came out with her relationship, or making her relationship public with Verse Simmons, so that was interesting. I love the two tunes with Skillet Bang as well as Attitude Remix and Finally. So if you haven't, it's actually on YouTube here, so I'll link to that as well so you guys can check it out. Eastside Queen mixtape. Make sure to support the artists them, please and thanks. I know I haven't covered as much soca in recent weeks and months, but Kesta Band, they're coming out with a new album on Friday, August 28th. They're actually going to honor it by doing a live performance virtually. So he has a song with Jimmy October. I love Jimmy October. Oh, he just has such a great sound. It's called Magic, and it actually features Etienne Charles, who is a trumpet musician. So he does some of the sound I'm assuming on the song itself, but it really has this groovy soca. I'm actually really looking forward to the album because I haven't listened to a soca song in an album in its entirety in a while. So I'm really looking forward to all the songs that are going to be on the album. I'm definitely going to tune in for the live show. So make sure you guys do the same if you're catching this video before. If you're catching it after, I'll try to include the link if they do share it on social. So of course you guys also know how much I love Afro beats, and I haven't been keeping up as much with the new tunes, but they always are releasing. They're like Jamaicans, they release songs all the time. But Rima has this song called Ginger Me, and I've actually been playing it on repeat non-stop. I love the vibes. It's like a nice slow thing, but I think you guys should definitely check that out. You would really love it. Add it to your playlist. I have been listening to a lot of different Afrobeat sounds, and I love what is next, which is Burna Boy. You know how much I love Burna Boy. I'm a huge fan. Somebody might say I'm a stan, but he actually came out with an album called Twice as Tall. So his last album was African Giant, so it's kind of like a follow-up in terms of that particular sound, but I think he does take it to the next level. It's actually executive produced by Sean P. Diddy Combs, so he kind of gives his ear. I don't know how much of his involvement was in the actual making of the album, but you definitely hear a lot of what you heard on African Giant, which is a lot of fusion of Caribbean sounds, Afrobeat sounds. You can tell he's definitely still on his Pan-African vibe, and I think that's just part of his personality. So that really comes through in the music, hip-hop, of course. So make sure his album is one that you can kind of listen to right from beginning to end. So I encourage you to do so. Make sure you guys check that out. And that is it for me today on the episode 3 of Stylin on and Vibin 2. Make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel as well as subscribe to the Stylin Vibes podcast, and please share your feedback and your comments below because I want to talk to you. You guys know I respond, so wagwan, let me know where you want me do, where you want me cover. I got you. Until next time, later my peeps, as I usually say.